Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith react to the possibility of Alex Pereira moving back down to 185 pounds and resuming his middleweight career after Dricus du Plessis defeated Israel Adesanya on UFC 305. Pereira made a post on social media suggesting that he's intending on going down to middleweight and fighting du Plessis for the title. Dana was not dismissive of the idea, stating that it's definitely possible. Alex has a fight booked, as we all know. He will defend his light heavyweight championship against Khalil Rountree on October 5th at UFC 307. If he successfully defends his belt, it is possible that Pereira will in fact move down to middleweight, maybe even intend to fight in both divisions, in order to not lose the light heavyweight belt. But that is highly unlikely. Most fans hope to see him fight Ankalaev before potentially leaving the division. Anyway, Smith and Bisping share thoughts on this.
You know what? I think I've always done a good job of giving people a lot of latitude when they do things to deserve it. I think that part of Alex Pereira is he's a media darling, and he knows what people want to hear, and he leans into that pretty heavy. I just got a tough time seeing that man at 185 pounds again. It seems unreal and doesn't seem like it's even possible. So I don't take it very seriously because I don't know that he can make it.
Well, Dana took it seriously. Dana was all about it and said that he loved it, but I'm with you. I mean, not taking away from Israel, is
Right.
he? Not taking away. But that's why he knocked him out. Because he has to kill himself. The man's gigantic. So he has to kill himself to make 185. What, is he going to go back down to 185 to fight Dricus? If Izzy can knock him out, has the power to, then Dricus has as well. But does it not annoy you that the champion's not defending?
Yeah, for sure.
Merab's coach, Ray Longo, goes off on judges for 2 close scorecards after the O'Malley fight. Having added another champion to the list of fighters under him, Ray was very content with how the night of fights played out at the Sphere. But there was one thing he didn't appreciate, and it's the same thing that Merab and his supporters had a big problem with. Of course, I'm talking about the 2 close scorecards for the fight. In an interview following the fight, Ray claimed that not only some of the judges are not qualified to score fights, but that corruption is likely a part of the problem here. Longo thinks that judges often use their own preferences, or maybe company preferences, when deciding who to score specific rounds for, especially in case of close rounds. As he states, it is obvious that the judges wanted Sean to win the fight, and they tried their best in order to assist him with it.
And it sounds conspiratorial, but the ref, it might not be a 20% factor, but it could be a 3 to 5% factor. Same with the judges. You get a close round and you think you can get away with it, you're going for the guy you want. I don't care what anybody says. And obviously by those scorecards, it's who do you think they wanted to win? They made that fight a 1-point fight. That looked like a 1-point fight to anybody.
Right.
Dude, it gets crazy, man. Look, back in the day with boxing, if you had 2 guys and your guy had a certain style, there were refs that they would let you fight in the clinch. You know, they're not going to stop it early. So there's ways to maneuver a lot of things that, like, again, if you talk about them, it sounds kind of crazy, but they 100% is 100%. But I was so, at that point, John, I just knew he was winning. And I just don't think the guy had any steam on those punches to hurt Merab.
Yeah.
Merab Dvalishvili reveals getting into a heated altercation with the judges following UFC 306. The newly crowned champion was not happy to hear the 47 scorecards after his dominant win over Sean O'Malley at the Sphere event. Most analysts disagreed with this as well, and many fans were perplexed by how close 2 of the 3 judges scored the fight. In the end, it didn't matter, as this couldn't prevent Merab from accomplishing his long-desired goal of becoming a UFC champion, and he was able to secure it in a confident manner. Recently, Merab spoke with some Georgian reporters from Setanta Sports, where he revealed that following the event, he ran into the judges that were assigned to his fight and immediately recognized them, as he made sure to take a good look at them in the arena after hearing the decision. And after spotting them outside, Merab made sure that the judges understood his frustration. Things escalated quickly though. Merab revealed that after confronting the judges, he felt they weren't receptive to criticism, words were exchanged, and Merab had to be separated from them, as he was starting to get an impulse to get physical. Quote, I used to get into street fights a lot when I was a kid, you know how it is. But this is different, these are judges, right? So I had to restrain myself a little. But when I saw them outside the arena, I just wanted to speak with them and let them know what I thought of the scorecards. They were dismissive and didn't even want to hear me out. So at this point, I was like, come closer. Say it to my face that you don't care. I got aggravated and raised my voice. Then they weren't so confident anymore. They just wanted to walk away. My team was there and they separated us, got me to calm down. It was frustrating, but it's okay. You know about the judges. End quote. Confrontations between fighters and even fighters and coaches are not too rare in the space, but if the altercation between Merab and the judges got more serious, it certainly would have been the first. No comments have yet been made by those officials regarding the incident, but silence and avoiding to speak with the press is something the MMA community is used to see from judges. Chael Sonnen reacts to the Conor McGregor news and reveals his comeback date, as the surprising report of Conor versus Chandler getting scratched from company plans and subsequent Oliveira versus Chandler rematch announcement, it was confirmed that Conor will certainly not fight again this year. And while he made a vague comment about the situation, claiming that he's, quote, out of the loop with the UFC and asked Sheikh Turkey to mediate, fans only had enough interest for the main piece of news, which wasn't really news for the ones most engaged with the space, but more of a confirmation of the held assumption that the Irishman is not coming back. Maybe, but certainly not anytime soon. Well, Chael Sonnen claims that he has some insider information, according to which Conor is looking to return in June of the next year. This would mean that the former lightweight and featherweight champion would be inactive for at least 8 more months, something that is not difficult to believe, considering everything displayed by him on his social media.
What is happening? How are we supposed to interpret this? And possible suspects for Conor start to come up. Nate Diaz's name got thrown around. Again, I'm with Brendan, I'm with Dom. George Masvidal's name gets thrown around. And we're all going to our inside sources, trying to find out what's going on. And it came back to us, whether this is accurate or not, it came back to us that Conor's next fight will be no earlier than June of next year. Okay. I don't know why or how we got there. But I also don't believe that an insertion of Nate or an insertion of George, neither of which are matches that I predict for you. I'm more stating the idea that it would be somebody else. I don't believe that goes hand in hand with Conor in June of next year.